Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back. Today we are diving into the season finale of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. This series so far has been an insane ride. I didn't know exactly what this was going to be and what we were going to kind of dive into and dabble, but like one of the things that, again, I've said this before, that I didn't think we would touch on, at least in this season, if it got multiples, maybe, but heading to the Hollow Earth. Some of our team is actually trapped there. The rest are still trying to look for them while also trying to figure out what their father was doing, chasing Godzilla with this Titan bait. There's a lot of stuff still kind of up in the air, and I really want to know how this comes to a close, man, because it's been a pretty interesting ride. I do hope this gets another season, especially with Godzilla x Kong coming around the corner, and I'm sure that seems like it's going to be opening a lot more doors for them to explore in the future as well. But with that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into the season finale. Guys, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check that out over on Patreon, or if you got Marvel's channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for reaction the entire episode. Get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover in the channel. You also get to suggest and votable movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, and try to make it worth your while. So you're going to support the channel. But guys, at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said and out of the way, let's hop into episode 10, Beyond Logic. Here we go.
Hello? Are you alright?
This has got to be so trippy. I love these contrasting collars, man.
You really are. You're Keiko Ren. Were you expecting someone else?
It's your granddaughter.
My God, May. We have to find the people I came with. Is Billy with you?
Oh.
Lisha, we have to go back.
Well, yeah, that one, yes.
Calm down. This way.
I do wonder about the time thing. Like when we had the exploration in Godzilla versus Kong, you know, it seemed to be 1-to-1 what was going on while they were, you know, in between, you know, with the activity that was going on there. Given they weren't down there too long, but then they did it in the movie with them establishing a base camp, right? Down there? What does that entail? Or is it just this pocket reality? I saw some people think that this is like not true Hollow Earth, that this might be like the in-between, like a limbo between the two, or a checking station between the two, not the actual Hollow Earth itself, and maybe there things are kind of distorted. I didn't know it would be Godzilla. Oh, that's what he's been doing. He's just been trying to open the rifts and get inside. Oh, okay. Damn, that's what it's all about. Yeah, you got a lot to fess up to, man. Interesting. Join me, and together we will rule the Hollow Earth. Oof. Like, I want to know, like, what's going through this guy's head when he was like, you know what, I'm away from work. Let's just start up another family.
I knew once they found my signal, they'd come. I'm sorry.
Ooh. How long has it been for her and her perception? How long does she think it's been?
You're not part of a rescue party, are you?
I mean, clearly not.
Find me here. You're not
Monarch. Who are you?
Damn it. Stop interrupting our conversation. Oh. Oh, shit. Here. This is gonna be interesting.
It's me, Kay. It's Lee.
He doesn't want her to see.
No, just stay there for a second. There's some things you need to understand first.
What things?
How long do you think you've been down here?
By my estimation, 57 days.
Damn.
I led a recon mission.
Wait, you were here?
That mission was in 1962.
It's 1959. You're not making
Yeah,
sense.
it's worse than that.
And that was 33 years ago.
Oh, God.
Is it true?
And now she's younger than Lee.
2015?
You always were good with numbers, Kay.
Oh. Fuck.
Can't believe you're alive.
Billy.
Okay, he's gone. He died a long time ago.
My God, this is heartbreaking, dude. Jesus.
He's fine.
Oh, wait for this, Mom. He's a little bit of a prick, but he's alive.
You know, who are you?
I'm your granddaughter.
God, she's lost so much time and so many people.
Most of the outposts are back online. Barely.
With all this going on, I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen Shirazawa at all,
What about the signal?
It is not our priority.
let alone the twins.
Could be alive, and that is not a priority?
With the whole planet still humming like a pressure
That is something I really wish they would have dived into, was the twins.
of 7 billion people.
Oh, now we
I'm
care.
not peeling off resources to save 3.
Okay, what if the 3 could save the 7 billion?
They would be able to do that better than anybody.
Are you going to take your seat? Do your job and help us deal with this crisis? Or do I need to extend your medical leave indefinitely?
God damn it. I thought she was finally getting her goddamn head on straight, but also, now in this situation, I get her perspective, clearly. She's like, hey, it's just a handful of people versus the fucking world right now. It's the one time in all these years Monarch seems to give a shit of actually trying to prevent another G-Day.
Tell me about him.
He's
A family man.
in that he can't stop making families. I'm sorry.
Is he happy?
Why don't you ask him that yourself?
Probably not.
Can you rewire this back to its original configuration?
Oh, into actual bait?
どこに行くんですか?
サンフランシスコだ。まあ、数
E.
字なんだけど。
Okay. I gotta get my stuff there too.
離婚の。
God, this is so fucking awkward.
私をどうしようと。あなたがこの子の父親であることはこれからもずっと変わりないんです。
Damn, she's so fucking understanding. She's probably my favorite character in this show.
Good. Just keep going.
You know, oddly enough, it's not that uncommon for people like that to have these separate families things. I was kind of looking around and stuff, and I've seen a couple of instances where that has definitely happened. Somebody works out of city, long commutes, has business trips for long periods of time or whatever, has a family established in both locales. It's fucked up. Oh.
How's your leg?
Hurts and rains. Yours?
Makes a funny clicking sound.
No.
You look exactly as you've always looked in my mind's eye all these years.
I've been talking to you and Billy in my head the whole time I was here.
Mm.
Who you were, anyway.
I really want to rewatch Kong Skull Island after all of this. I've seen the movie the one time, and it's been a long time since I've seen it.
I guess he was leading an expedition to some island and was trying to prove some of the theories about all this. And he never came back.
And it already happened by the time he woke up too.
Oh, hey, we went to the moon. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, speaking of kids, I guess I should check in on ours. Huh?
I can't imagine what that realization. Oh.
You may never forgive me for what I took from you, and I can't go back in time and fix all the mistakes I made.
And neither can he, man.
He thinks Kay could be alive.
It sounds crazy, I know.
It's impossible.
It's not impossible. Shaw came back.
And the rest of the team didn't.
そうであってほしくないみたいな言い方だね。
Oof.
This is cruel.
You said you wanted me to work with you.
Look at it.
Fine, I'm in. But first help me find my sister.
Oh.
Monarch won't help. No, with something like this.
Monarch isn't the only game in town.
I'm sorry. Who are we going to ask for help? We're not going to go like, hey, what's up, Apex? What up? I mean, I guess we could.
I don't think this is a realm of the Titans at all. It's a place between places. I call it Axis Mundi.
Okay, so we are in some kind of tipping point, if you will.
Wow, it's amazing. This is amazing, isn't it?
It is.
53 years and it still got juice.
And a seat for everybody.
For a few weeks.
Thank you for reminding me, Dr. Randa.
Oh, that is a good point. I completely forgot about that element.
Okay, I got it.
Do not rush me.
I got it. I know how to finish it. Hey, stop.
I've got this.
Hey, what is wrong?
I'm staying behind.
I'm sorry, what?
Billy's gone. My boy grew up without me. I'm not going to ruin his life again by reappearing suddenly.
Oh, bullshit.
Whatever's out there, it's not my world. Not anymore.
These monsters have taken everything from me. You still have work to do up there. And we need you. Now let's move our asses and get out of here.
Good, good, good.
All right, if everyone will fasten their seatbelts, we're first in line for takeoff.
Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times.
What is it? What do you see?
Hey, it's our old friend, Bodhi. Oh, I see. He was trying to summon a Titan from our world to open the rift. Oh my God. No fucking way. It's Godzilla, boy. Oh, this fucker's done. Oh! Oh! Ha! Cook this fool, man. Oh! 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 Get him! Get him! Ooh! Whoa! special delivery. Lee? Oh no, come on. Okay, woo! Oh, this is just like before. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let go. Whoa. Oh, that was wicked. Poor Shaw, man. Wow. What the hell? How did they pull this off?
You did all this?
Me? No. I don't understand most of it. But we were lucky someone had already done a lot of the math.
No.
Kentaro, I'd like you to meet our grandmother.
You got some stuff you need to smack your son around over, by the way.
I hate to interrupt,
Yep.
but...
Yep, there it is. There it is. I knew it. I knew we were going to see her ass. Bringing it all back around.
Are you working with her now?
It's complicated.
Shit. Oh, we lost Tim to the dark side.
A lot's changed in the past 2 years.
Oh.
2 years.
Oh. Oh no.
What the hell is going on? Only everything I ever promised you.
Oh shit. Well, we're closer to G-Day 2. Electric three-headed dragon boogaloo. Yo! Whoa. Let's fucking go. Give me that season 2, baby. So they were down there that entire time for 2 years. So it's 2017. What? We were 2015. 2 years later, it's 2017. So it's still 2 more years before Ghidorah rampages. From that point, it's 2 years before Godzilla fights Kong. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on at this very moment, but it's definitely leading up to that connection, that thread. So this makes me wonder if we do get a season 2, is it still going to be called Monarch Legacy of Monsters, or will this kind of be closed off as like a limited series and we'll just have a sequel series, spin-off if you will, titled Apex, and kind of fill in what leads them up to building Mechagodzilla and getting us caught up to the timeline of that film? And then potentially what happens next between Monarch and Apex, and you know what happens after, in a world after Godzilla versus Kong takes place, and when you have this full-on brawl between the surface and what is lurking below. I'm excited to see them explore all that. It definitely leaves some wild doors open for continuing this, and I still am shocked that we explored as much as we did in this. And I'm honestly surprised we got as much Godzilla as we got in this. They were like, hey, help, please, help. And Godzilla came stomping through that rift, not because he thought it was an SOS and he was like, I'm here to save the day, or anything like that. It's not the Hanna-Barbera one where they just press that button and it goes, woo, 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 woo. And Godzilla comes out of the ocean to save the research crew every time. It's not one of those, but they definitely played it in that heroic sense. Kill that motherfucker, he's trying to get us. And then they followed him back. I mean, he was completely disinterested himself in that beacon, even though it did summon him there. So it is kind of hilarious, because he didn't try to attack it at all once they went into the rift. But maybe they severed the connection from the actual Gamma beacon before they went in. I didn't see if that actually happened. I feel bad for Shaw, man. He really gave his all to kind of give this family everything they had back. You know, Keiko being alive down here and having this whole realization that the entire world she knew and everybody she knew, barring her son, is gone. Lee's old, Bill's dead. It is decades from where she left it. It's insane. Like, I can't imagine how difficult that would be to process. This was a really emotional episode because it really bridged those two worlds together. The things that I really was fascinated about this season, and that was Lee, Bill, Keiko, all that stuff. The legacy of Monarch, and connecting that with the present day through her grandchildren, through her son, and then also seeing that, you know, their father's not necessarily getting away with what he had been kind of doing on the side. You know, no matter how understanding, no matter how forgiving Kentaro's mother is, she's like, hey, I'm not going to deny him a relationship with his father. He deserves that, but fuck you. Now, we still need maybe some, well, I was going to say maybe we need some emotional resolution for Kate's mother, but Kate's mother, when we met her, she was like, I kind of always knew this was going on, and I kind of liked the fact that he was never around because it gave me my peace, and I got that dick when he came home. But much like with Kentaro's mother, he's like, but you deserved a father, you deserved a family. Like, it was almost kind of the flip of that. Like many things in this show it has been these mirrors and these parallels and these contrasts. Duality was a major thing throughout this, and I love that it just bled into the color palette of the entire show. Like, a lot of the times you had these scenes that are blended between this orange and blue glow, warm and cool colors, and in scene to scene, like hell, and even in some of the sets, you know, in Kentaro's living room, is it literally two sets of paintings that are identical but reflective. One's black and white, one is white and black, and you see that all throughout. And then you have the paralleling timelines. You have literally a split family with two families going on parallel without knowing anything about one another, and then those worlds coming together. It's just a really interesting tale. And then on top of that, when you divide everything between these families too, with Kate and with Kentaro, they also now share a girlfriend. Not that they are all actively in a relationship, but like it's just bouncing between them. Like everything, the worlds are like just revolving between and around these two. It's kind of hilarious in that way. And then on top of that, we have like the opposite of Monarch, Apex. While they are actively involved in trying to reshape the world, where Monarch is passively just kind of watching it change around them and doing nothing, sitting on their hands, Apex is doing the supervillain shit. They're being active. They're doing all the things. They are proactively trying to manifest their destiny. It's just like, it's still where you have this potential wake-up call just to kind of see the shortfallings of Monarch. While they do play a major part still in the subsequent stories and whatnot, obviously we still have them playing a major part with Serizawa, his team and all that, and stopping and helping Godzilla stop Ghidorah from literally destroying the planet. I thought that's what we were going to end up dropping off with. Obviously, though, you know, none of that connection to Ghidorah would involve Apex yet until Charles Dance steals that decapitated head and sells it to them. And that's still a few years away. And now I don't remember, but I know earlier in the season, it did establish that Monarch had some sort of agreement or awareness of Apex, you know, where they were working with their predecessor company earlier and made this kind of deal in exchange for May, you know, on top of other things as well. So I don't know if Apex has just kind of always been doing this stuff on the side, or if they have some kind of existing agreement with Monarch. It would be kind of odd to me if Apex right now has this base on Skull Island, while we know for a fact that Monarch has one where they build that dome over it. We see that. That's where Godzilla vs. Kong opens up, was with that research facility, with them observing Kong. So we know that it eventually trades hands back to Monarch, or they are just temporarily using, maybe with or without their knowledge, one of their sites. So I don't know. There's still a lot of questions like that I still kind of have. And we still have many years before we even get to that point. So who knows? A lot can change in that amount of time. Well, another thing we kind of learned in this episode, or at least it was heavily implied in this episode, especially when we look at the definition of the title of last episode, Axis Mundi. It's the axis between heaven and earth, or earth and the sky, or earth and the heavens, or whatever. It is the in-between. It is the bridge. It is the waypoint that connects two sides. So if we look at it literally, this place is more of a pit stop between our world and the actual hollow earth. And that would also kind of explain why when we get this kind of zoomed out view of it, it doesn't look anything like what we saw before. And I did see like a comment from, I think like one of the showrunners or something like that did talk about they were trying to carve out their own portion of the hollow earth for them to play with, because they wanted to see it and treat it like it was kind of like our world. It's got this large variety of biomes, and they could play with this own little pocket that they made for themselves. But in the explanation that we get here in this episode, and that may have just been in context because this episode wasn't out yet and they didn't want to spoil any of that, but in my mind, in the way this episode played out, we're not actually in the hollow earth. While it is an extension of it, it's more like we're at the gateway, or like I said, a pit stop. And like we saw in, Godzilla vs. Kong, the hollow earth itself, where all these creatures are running amok, there is no sky. The sky is just more planet, more mountains. It is like a mirror of itself, which would fit in with the duality theme of the show, as if you kind of did that, because it literally is like a reflection both on the sky and on the floor, or whatever you want to call the sky or the floor. This looks absolutely nothing like that. We don't see anything like that when we're looking up. Like when we're looking into the sky, it's just like almost a void, which is, again, indicative of what we see them punch through when they take those crafts into the hollow earth in Godzilla vs. Kong. I think that's where we're at. And if that is a point, and they kind of brought up something similar in the episode when Lee's like, hey, did we fall in here? Did we come from the sky? Did we come down? We don't really know where we are in any kind of orientation in relation to where we came from. We get pulled down to the surface here. They get pulled down to this. And like they said in Godzilla vs. Kong, one of the things that made traveling to the hollow earth extremely dangerous is that polar flip. The flipping of gravity without proper equipment would just murder everybody. It would just tear them to bits. And that was what they were some of the issues they ran into with some of their initial explorations. And if that is also, in fact, where gravity is the most intense, would be at that flip point. So if that flip point is where we are, if that bridge is this Axis Mundi, that would explain why time is so rapid here. And if that is the case, that would also kind of give them the leeway of explaining why time isn't completely destroying that relationship that we saw in Godzilla vs. Kong with the research facility that was later established within the hollow earth, and how things played out one-to-one within the film itself, because that's how everything was going on. There was no time dilation in the movie, but they were actually in the hollow earth and actually up on Earth. They weren't in that Axis Mundi parallel, where we know if gravity is at its most intense, gravity can affect time itself. That would be where you'd run into a lot more dilation. That's a good way to kind of break it down. I could be completely overthinking the shit out of that, but it's something that definitely crossed my mind when I was thinking about this episode and trying to understand what's going on and the world that they are in fact building. So again, if this is a junction point, gravity would be more intense here, or at least stronger here, so time would be most affected on this level, at this plane, at this location, versus what we see later. And that would also kind of absolve them of any plot holes or anything like that when that does come up later. And speaking of, that rift came out here. Does that mean Godzilla was on Skull Island and took that door here, or no? Actually, no. There was that moment where the tunnel they were taking forked and they went a different direction. So maybe that tunnel led to one of the other emergence points, and it just happened to be the one on Skull Island. But yeah, man, Godzilla coming in, and that honestly, that was kind of like a callback in my brain to the old animated Hanna-Barbera series with the beacon calling in Godzilla to come save the day. This was a fun season, man. This was a fun show. I like this world a lot. I honestly really did find myself invested with a lot of these characters. There was some messy stuff throughout the season, but it never stopped making it fun and enjoyable to watch. And I love all these little connective threads to the film series that we've been following all these years. It's just a fun way to flesh that out, add some additional context, and you know, I'm going to have to give Kong Skull Island another watch. I want to go into that kind of having this information in the back of my head with when we're seeing all these scenes with Bill Randa. Oh, man. This was fun. This was fun. I can't wait to see what they do with this. I hope we get another season or a continuation of this, or that this does end up playing a pretty major part. Obviously, we still got a lot of time as far as a buffer goes with the storyline. You know, if we are, in fact, in 2017 right now, we've got the Ghidorah event. We've got the Mechagodzilla Kong event. We've got a lot of stuff we can still play with within that sphere, or we could touch base yet again in this new era once the rise of the new empire is upon us. But guys, what did you think of the season? What did you think of the finale? What are your thoughts about all this information that was dumped on us about the timeline? How do you feel like it's going to fall into place? Sound off the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your theories, and your feelings on this series and how you'd like to see it continued in the future. So sound off the comments down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, check it out over on Patreon, or if you come here on the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, Ryan Karen, York, Scott Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hale, Jay Cantrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, and JoJo. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support, and everybody who's been supporting the channel along the way. But that's it for this video, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.